Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic that doesn't get discussed enough: how narcissists use religion and spirituality to manipulate people. We'll dive into how these individuals hide behind a facade of devotion and moral superiority, only to take advantage of those who trust them. Religion and spirituality become powerful tools for maintaining a spotless social image while simultaneously controlling others. If you've ever felt that someone was using religion to manipulate or guilt-trip you, this video will help you understand what's really going on. The mask of spirituality. The first thing you need to understand is that narcissists see religion and spirituality as fertile ground to project an image of morality and wisdom. By presenting themselves as devout individuals or spiritual leaders, they position themselves in a place of respect and social admiration. From this position, they pretend to be guides, people others should turn to for guidance. However, what they truly seek is control. For the narcissist, religion offers a unique opportunity to pose as someone special, someone with superior knowledge. They strongly believe they have a divine interpretation of spirituality or scriptures, which allows them to diminish and discredit others' spiritual experiences. This sense of spiritual superiority is key for them to establish a hierarchy where they alone dictate what is right and wrong. They use guilt and religious fear. One of the narcissist's favorite tools in religious contexts is guilt. They use religion to make you feel like you're not devout enough, that you're not properly adhering to the norms or rituals they deem important. They will make you feel guilty for not meeting their expectations, using phrases like, "God wouldn't approve of what you're doing," or "you're failing on your spiritual path." All of this is designed to make you feel small, unworthy, and dependent on their guidance. But if guilt isn't enough, they resort to fear. The fear of divine punishment is a powerful tactic that narcissists know how to use well. They talk about hell, divine rejection, or spiritual consequences you'll face if you don't follow their interpretation. This creates an environment of control based on intimidation, where you constantly feel at risk of losing divine grace or the support of the religious community if you don't align with their desires. Spiritual gaslighting, covert manipulation. Here's where things get even more complicated. Narcissists don't just use religion to make you feel guilty or scared. They also employ spiritual gaslighting. This is a manipulation technique that makes you doubt your own understanding of faith or your spiritual connection. A narcissist might twist religious teachings or spiritual principles to make you believe your perspective is wrong. They may convince you that you're failing spiritually and that only they have the true connection to the divine. Over time, you begin to doubt yourself, feeling lost without their guidance. This kind of manipulation can leave you feeling confused and emotionally dependent on the narcissist, who positions themselves as the only bearer of truth. Isolation as a tool of control. Another key tactic that religious narcissists use is isolation. Someone who controls through spirituality or religion will try to distance you from people who don't share their beliefs or worldview. They'll tell you that these individuals aren't spiritual enough or are a bad influence on you. This might start subtly, with suggestions that certain people aren't right for your spiritual path, but over time it can escalate. They might even encourage you to cut ties with family, friends, or anyone who might question the narcissist's influence in your life. By isolating you, they ensure that you rely solely on them for your emotional and spiritual well-being, giving them almost total control over you. The appropriation of divine authority. Perhaps the most dangerous aspect of this manipulation is the appropriation of divine authority. A spiritual narcissist comes to believe, or at least make others believe, that they have a special connection with God or the universe. This gives them an unquestionable position of power. Anything they say or do can be justified as the divine will. This not only allows them to evade responsibility for their actions, but it also gives them the ability to justify abuse. If you challenge their authority, you're not just challenging a person, you're challenging someone who claims to speak for the divine. How do you confront someone who believes they have God's backing for everything they do? This is one of the most powerful forms of manipulation because it stifles any criticism or questioning of them. The spiritual narcissist on social media. One of the reasons religious or spiritual narcissists can operate for so long without being exposed is their impeccable public image. On social media, they share inspirational quotes, spiritual messages, and life advice. To most people, they seem deeply connected with their spirituality, people worthy of admiration. However, this public image is just a facade. While they post messages about love, peace, and compassion, in private, they are manipulating, controlling, and emotionally abusing those around them. This disconnect between what they show publicly and what they do privately is what makes them so hard to detect and confront. People who see them from the outside can hardly believe that someone so wise or spiritually evolved could be causing harm. How to protect yourself from a religious narcissist. Protecting yourself from a religious narcissist is crucial to regain your emotional well-being and spiritual freedom. The first step is learning to recognize the signs of manipulation. If they constantly make you feel guilty for not meeting their religious expectations or distort spiritual teachings for their own benefit, it's a clear sign of abuse. These narcissists often position themselves as the only spiritual authority, making you question yourself and feel dependent on their guidance. Remember, your spirituality is personal and should not be subject to anyone else's interpretation. To start protecting yourself, it's essential to set firm and clear boundaries. Don't let them use religion to invade your personal decisions or control your actions. If they try to manipulate you with phrases like, "This is what God wants," or "You're failing spiritually," calmly and firmly respond. "My relationship with faith is personal. It doesn't depend on what you think." Stay strong against their attempts to make you feel guilty or scared of divine consequences. True spirituality is not based on fear or guilt, but on growth and freedom. An important aspect is not to give in to fear. Religious narcissists use the fear of divine punishment as a control tool. Remember that fear is just a manipulative tactic. Connect with your faith from a place of self-love, not guilt. If possible, reinforce your understanding of spirituality or religion by researching and reading texts that help you feel secure and at peace with your own interpretation, rather than depending on someone else's. Moreover, it's crucial to maintain supportive relationships outside the narcissist's control. Don't isolate yourself or let them distance you from your loved ones. Narcissists try to cut off your network so you depend solely on them, but staying in touch with friends and family will give you another perspective and the emotional support you need to see clearly what's happening. If it's difficult for you to identify manipulation patterns, a good strategy is to do an objective evaluation. Write down the moments when they've made you feel small, guilty, or controlled using religion. Seeing these situations tangibly can help you break the cycle and realize how they've distorted your spiritual experience. Seeking support outside their circle is also very helpful. Sometimes, the narcissist has a lot of influence in their religious community, so reaching out to external people, such as a professional therapist, can be key to gaining a clear and objective view of what you're experiencing. They can help you see manipulation tactics more clearly and develop strategies to deal with them. It's essential to practice a personal and independent spirituality. If faith is important to you, find ways to connect without the narcissist's influence. You can meditate, pray, read scriptures, or even join healthier groups that promote spiritual growth without control or manipulation. This is your sacred space, and you must protect it. If the manipulation is constant and severely affecting your well-being, consider stepping away. Sometimes the best option is to create distance, whether emotional or physical, so you can heal. Faith and spirituality should be sources of peace, not an emotional prison. If the religious environment is toxic, don't hesitate to explore other communities or paths that allow you to feel safe and respected. Remember that your spiritual and emotional well-being is your priority. Protecting yourself from a religious narcissist is an act of self-care and self-love. You have the right to live your spirituality in peace, without fear or guilt. Leave your opinion and personal experience in the comments. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.